The only people who don't want to disclose the truth are people with something to hide.
Now, obviously, right now, the news is dominated by Ebola, and we've got an all-hands-on-deck approach across government to make sure that we are keeping the American people safe. But even as we meet that particular challenge, it's also important that we don't lose sight of the other challenges that we face as a nation, especially the challenge of making sure that our economy works for every single American. And that includes the challenge that brings me here today, protecting Americans from financial fraud and identity theft. As president, I believe that America is stronger when our middle class can count on things like affordable health insurance and Medicare and Social Security, where there are rules to protect our kids from dirty air or dirty water, rules to protect consumers from being taken advantage of. Now, some folks in Congress fought tooth and nail to keep this agency from getting off the ground. There are some, frankly, who are still fighting to undo the rules we put in place to protect consumers, but I refuse to back down and go back to the days when mortgage lenders or financial firms could take advantage of consumers and consumers had no recourse. We're moving forward. America's better because of this agency and because of the rules that we put in place. And the good news is that we've got more work to do, and today we're building on the progress that's already been made by announcing new measures to protect America from identity theft and fraud. Now, we've all experienced the benefits of new technologies that let us buy and sell things faster and more efficiently than ever before, but there are risks that come with these technologies as well. Last year, millions of Americans became victims of identity theft. Millions were victims of this kind of fraud. More than 100 million Americans had information that was compromised in data breaches in some of our largest companies. And identity theft is now America's fastest growing crime. These crimes don't just cost companies and consumers billions of dollars every year. They also threaten the economic security of middle-class Americans who've worked really hard for a lifetime to build some sort of security. The idea that somebody halfway around the world could run up thousands of dollars in charges in your name just because they stole your number or because you swiped your card at the wrong place in the wrong time, that's infuriating. For victims, it's heartbreaking. And as a country, we've got to do more to stop it. And that's why today we are launching an initiative called Buy Secure, because you should be able to buy the things that you need without risking your identity, your credit score, or your savings. Now, of course, no one security measure, no matter how powerful, can stop fraud on its own. So today I'm also directing federal law enforcement to share more information with the private sector when they discover identity theft rings. Folks here at the CFPB are working with banks to help make it easier for consumers to discover if fraudulent charges have been made to their account. The Federal Trade Commission will add new features to identitytheft.gov, and they're going to work with credit bureaus to dramatically cut down on the time it takes for victims to recover their stolen identities. I want to encourage every retailer, every bank, and every credit card company to join them in this effort. And even though I'm taking action today without Congress, Congress needs to do its part as well. Today, data breaches are handled by dozens of separate state laws. It's time to have one clear national standard that brings certainty to businesses and keeps consumers safe.
I should mention, by the way, I went to a restaurant up in New York when I was there in the UN General Assembly, and my credit card was rejected. It turned out, I guess, I don't use it enough. So they thought there was some fraud going on. Fortunately, Michelle had hers. I was trying to explain to the waitress, no, I really think that I've been paying my bill. Even I'm affected by this. Thank you very much, everybody.
Let me sign this. Somebody engaged in fraudulent behavior.
The only people who don't want to disclose the truth her people with something to hide.